Welcome to the review of Valeriya, arguably a very underrated hero. I'll be sharing with you my experience because I actually have Valeriya in my roster, so I can tell you how good she is. But we need to focus in on her actual abilities and stats so you get a better idea. We go to the review section. Now you can say, well, she's underrated, and why is she highly rated on here? Because of Drake's Shazam. 4.9, are you kidding me? She's a 5-star hero. And I can demonstrate that later or in a separate video, so look out for that. Artifact Material Raid. Yeah, I would say she's pretty good there for that burst damage. With the Artifact Material Raid, it's all about killing the boss as fast as possible. It makes it easier for you. And as soon as the boss is dead, the round ends, and you can just farm it really quick. So it's a good mode where you need to do the most damage. Void Rift, yeah, Valeriya's pretty good in Void Rift to an extent because, you know, the higher the difficulties, because of her skills, it makes it harder to sustain and survive. Arena single target DPS, I can agree with that. Valeriya is good, especially if you build her out correctly. Faction Trial, yeah. Immortal Codex. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Valeriya isn't a 5-star in Immortal Codex because of a survivability issue. I'd say she's about a 4.8 to 4.9. I think people have overrated that area. Drake Shazam should be a 5-star, absolutely. Tide should be a 5-star, absolutely, because of a burst damage ultimate. Guide War, maybe that's fair. Gear Dungeon 2, yeah, reasonable, I'll take that. Gear Raid 2, 4.8. She's not meant for Gear Raid, unless people are saying stage 18 and below, maybe. Experience Raid, are you kidding me? 4.7? What a load of bull. 5 stars easily, right? At least from my experience. Gold Raid, I'd say like 4.9. I don't know what people are on here, but it seems a bit dodgy. Arena AoE DPS 3.2. What are people going on about? She's not a 3.2. She's probably a 4.7, 4.8. And you might be saying, how's that even possible? You've got Hammer, you've got Ingrid, you've got some others. Yeah, they're top, aren't they? I'm not saying that Valeriya is on that level, but she's under it. And I'll explain why. This is weird. So her cost is 17, but it does get better with the arena with one of the little abilities. Blocks 2. We go to the Awaken, if you would have seen previous, that during the ultimate I actually did manage to awaken her, which is very lucky. And that was done in the past, not recently. During her ultimate, her attack speed increases by 100. So it's basically like Silas. So the ultimate's already good, and you're doing already enough damage, but you want to get the edge over the opponent in the arena mode, or you want to do more damage within boss battles, Drake Shazam. Well, 100 speed is definitely going to set you up well. So don't say no to that. During the ultimate, ignores 20% of enemies' defense. Amazing. Okay, that's exactly what you want. It's like a Silas. It's like is it Deimos the wolf? Yeah, that's what you'd want if you're lucky enough to get to that awakening. And finally, during the ultimate, there is a 50% chance to accumulate 2 stacks of power of the sword for each attack, up to 12 stacks. Burst damage to the main target increased by 50% with each stack after the skill ends. Oh my god. I've been able to get to 1 million damage, okay, with the end of her ultimate. 1 million damage. And you're saying that it stacks up to 12 times, and each time it's a 50% increase? 50 times 12 on top of the 1 million damage? Oh no. This is very good. If you get her Awaken 5, you're doing really well. Damn. This is what I mean. You get certain units that are already good, and there's so much more ceiling and growth. Whether that be the gear, whether it be upgrading her skills, awakening her, promoting her, it just gets better. It says Arena Mastery, Burst Damage, Self-Heal, That's crazy, right? Extreme damage, but also can heal themselves. There is a catch on how you use her. There is a bit of a difficulty rating, just take that in mind. She's a hybrid between Chaotic and Nightmare. So if you've got a Lord in one of the two, use her there. Really good. So she's got options. Visually, pretty good as well. With the braids. The armor, nice. The sword, really good. The way it glows red. And then, got like it's not like a crown, is it? On the front area. So, first and foremost, the physical attack deals 100% damage to one enemy, but you can increase that damage, and she does pretty good damage anyway. Plunging Slash, and you can see the range does increase. Smashes one enemy within 2 tiles. Great, which is ahead. Dealing 240% damage. This is on an auto, and what's this? Every 20 seconds, I'm thinking, yeah. It lasts for 3 seconds, but for it to refresh, 20 seconds. But you can do a cooldown reduction, which is good. 240% damage on an enemy. That's great. And it inflicts vulnerability. That means 20% physical damage more taken. So if you're doing it towards a boss, an elite unit, you're going to make them so much more weaker. So not only do you do more damage to them for 10 seconds, but everyone in your setup, all your other heroes will be dealing extra damage to the boss because of taking 20% physical damage. Take in mind, physical damage. So other physical units will be doing more damage as well, not magic. Don't get that mixed up. And it says, during the ultimate, each attack reduces Plunging Slash cooldown by 2 seconds. There's a bit of a cross hybrid there. One complements the other. Really, really good. And then, the passive. When HP drops below 30%, restores 2% HP per second. Pretty good. Self-heal. You don't always get that, do you? Triggers the following effect instead during the ultimate when she can't heal herself. The hero enters the unyielding state, which basically means will not die from taking damage, which means you can use Valeriya in a certain stage or phase of Gear Raid 2 stage 19 onwards. When the boss does that screech and it instant kills everyone, if you time Valeriya with her ultimate, she can't die. She will die after it, but she can't die in the moment, which is really good. Shows how powerful it is. Upon the unyielding state, taking fatal damage and dies immediately when the ultimate ends, which can be triggered up to 1 time per deployment. So there's limitations slightly, but you get the idea there. Pretty good. This is where it gets very interesting. Reduces the hero's cost in arena by 4. 13. Pretty good. It means you can use Valeriya and deploy her in as soon as possible, probably faster than the opposition. Because, you know, other units, heroes out there don't have this arena cost reducement. And some that do, they're a much higher cost anyway, so you're still going to be able to get Valeriya quicker in. And with Valeriya doing great damage anyway, DPS a little bit too, then you're going to get the upper hand. So Valeriya really does shine in the arena. Now, what about her ultimate? How good is that? 1,000 cost, you can reduce... Can you reduce it down? Yeah, by 100. And you get 200 rage if you max her out. So once again, it's another increase range attack, which is brilliant. Damage increased by 80%. Okay. Each attack consumes 10% of her current HP. That's because she's a Nightmare or Chaotic faction. That's what they do. Lose health but gain more power in attack. So, when the 10% of HP goes down over time, it generates 1 stack power of the sword, and that stacks up to 8 times. Now, I'm wondering that if you was to awaken it to 5, and it says it stacks up to 12, is that 12 plus 8? Or is it, what's said here, 8 stack, which then can be increased up to 12 stack, and it's not a cumulative. That would make more sense, because it'd probably be a bit too overpowered, but anyway. the hero cannot be healed during the skill. So obviously you want to time it where she's got a good amount of HP to begin with. Because if she's got low HP already, and then you use her ultimate and she can't heal, she can't be healed. And if she's got 0 health, by the time she's got out of that unyielding and her ultimate has ended, she's just going to die. There's no way about it. Sometimes she might have a little bit of health remaining, but that will still kill her off. So you got to time Valeriya correctly, and especially in Drake Shazam 2. Anyway, when the ultimate ends, deals 400% burst damage to the main target and 4 other people, so 5 in total. Amazing. Great damage on a single target fighter that has an ultimate which is kind of like AoE. You get what I'm saying? Really good. And back to the power of the sword, the burst damage to the main target increases by 50% with each stack. So it's like 50 times 8 in total. And then once all that's done, then you've got the burst damage. Now, how do you get the most out of Valeriya when you build her? We'll get to that shortly. But all in all, definitely a good unit. Now, I'll just show you quickly how I've got her. There we go. Promotion-wise, those are skills. Okay. Increases attack and defense based on lost HP up to 60% at 30% HP. So you're going to increase her attack and defense with her lost HP. She's going to lose HP anyway. You can even boost it even more by using Flux Pendant, which increases crit damage by 12%. When the HP drops below 50, the increase of crit damage is doubled. Double 12%. That's really good, 24. So that's how you get the best out of her. Now, she might actually have an exclusive artifact, but I don't have access to that, so I can't really review that. But really, Valeriya, very good in many different areas. If you do pull her, great. If you do get a duplicate and it's A1, great, because of that attack speed. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye for now.